Netflix has become a household brand in real crime documentaries, releasing a plethora of new titles each season. Some of these films dominated mainstream culture at their first release, while others presented eye-opening documentary exposes on some of society's most powerful and dangerous figures. Here are the top 10 true crime Netflix documentaries. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 10. Killer Inside. The Mind of Aaron Hernandez. Killer Inside. The Mind of Aaron Hernandez tells the story of Aaron Hernandez, a former Super Bowl winner, and the several killings he was involved in. The series delves deeply into Hernandez's life before his arrest and death. Journalists meet down with some of Hernandez's closest friends throughout the years, including his former high school, college, and professional football teammates. This is a multi-layered story that covers both the facts and hypotheses behind Hernandez's murder accusations, as well as Hernandez's life and the challenges he faced throughout his football career. Number 9. This is a Robbery. The world's biggest art heist. On St. Patrick's Day weekend in 1990, a daring nocturnal heist carried out by a pair of imposter cops robbed the eccentric Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston of millions of dollars in the artwork. Answers are being sought decades later, as are the stolen pieces. Documentarian Colin Barnacle delves into the investigation's bizarre facts, as well as the fascinating history of the museum's namesake, Isabella Stewart Gardner, and her strange bequest. The colorful interview subjects, ranging from earnest art specialists to the museum's eccentric guards, the reporters who covered the case, and one of the heist's most infamous and amusing suspects, bring this 4-part miniseries to life. Number 8. The Death and Life of Marsha P. Johnson. Trans filmmaker Rena Gossett has slammed director David France's documentary picture, The Rosa Parks of the LGBT Movement. The video is a valuable reminder that trans women of color were and continue to be queer revolutionaries, and that they were and continue to be disproportionately likely to be murdered, frequently in unsolved cases. France merges true crime and the biopic into an insightful account of a true American heroine, following trans activist Victoria Cruz as she tries to unearth the truth behind Johnson's 1992 death, which the police quickly deemed a suicide despite suspicions of foul play. Number 7. Amanda Knox. You may believe you are familiar with the story of Amanda Knox, the so-called angel face killer. Knox was the leading suspect in the brutal murder of her roommate in their flat in Perugia, Italy, in 2007. The Italian newspapers devoured her beauty while criticizing the all-American college student as a cruel devil for kissing and cartwheeling as her companion lay dying. Knox maintained her innocence for nearly a decade, surviving 3 trials before being exonerated. Finally set free, she tells her ordeal in this documentary directed by Rod Blackhurst and Brian McGinn. Number 6. The Keepers. In Netflix's 7-episode 2017 docuseries on Catherine Cessnick's death, director Ryan White attempts to find out. The Baltimore-based nun, who was also a beloved English and theater teacher at an all-girls high school, went missing in November 1969, and her body was recovered in January 1970. White and his team interviewed Sister Kathy's former students and acquaintances, as well as investigators and police, to come up with the notion that the 26-year-old discovered a priest was sexually assaulting students, and that authorities were covering it up. Number 5. American Murder. The Family Next Door. Shanann Watts, who was pregnant at the time of her death, and her 2 children, Bella and Celeste, are investigated in the film. The film follows the disappearance of the 3 victims by examining archival footage from Shannon's Facebook and interviews with people who knew the family best. This film is a roller coaster trip of the case's most stunning disclosures, along with interrogation footage of the murder's leading suspect, Shannon's husband Chris. Even with the suspected murderer's analysis right in front of us, spectators are left guessing until the film's concluding scenes. Number 4. Room 2806. The Accusation. Room 2806 tells the story of Dominique Strauss-Kahn, a French politician and former director of the International Monetary Fund, and the sexual assault allegations that caused him to quit. Strauss-Kahn was once one of the world's top 25 most powerful persons. Nafissatou Diallo, the hotel cleaner who was assaulted by Strauss-Kahn, sits down with filmmaker Jalal Lespert and recounts the horrible incident. The 4 parts in this series, which date back to 2011, cover every twist and turn of the Strauss controversy, Kahn's narrative that had huge ramifications and gave birth to harmful government conspiracies. Number 3. Exhibit A. Kelly Laudenberg investigates crimes of robbery, assault, child abduction, and murder throughout 4 short but insightful episodes to expose the flaws of so-called ironclad evidence. The confession tapes Exhibit A, like her previous Netflix shows, encourages true crime enthusiasts to examine their assumptions by presenting extraordinary situations that increase our grasp of forensic science and reasonable doubt. Number 2. Athlete A. The Indianapolis Star's investigative team uncovers the crimes of Larry Nassar, a doctor for the USA Gymnastics women's program who sexually abused young female gymnasts for decades. Maggie Nichols is Athlete A, who reported her attack to her coach in 2015. It is discovered that Steve Penny, the president of USA Gymnastics, was working to protect the coaches and was later arrested for his role in covering up their numerous offenses. Number 1. Abducted in plain sight. Jan, a 50-something woman, describes the strange occurrences that occurred before and after being kidnapped by a trusted family friend at the age of 12. This cunning predator also had an unusual hold on her parents, as they frankly described the foolish mistakes they made that increased his grasp on their daughter. Sure, it was the 1970s, and everyone was a lot more naive about pedophiles, but it's hard to believe Jan is still on good terms with parents this dumb. So guys, that was it for this video. What did you think about our video? Let us know in the comment section below. If you are new to our channel, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell to get notified about our latest videos. Thanks for watching.